All right, whiteboards. Number one, first one. Put a whiteboard, roll it up. A's and B's. Okay, mostly A's. If you were here yesterday, here's what we did. We started off by drawing this curve. Now, correct answer here is A, law of demand. The sandwich shop lowers the price of tuna sandwiches. The shop suddenly sells more tuna sandwiches than usual. We get more customers. More people want to buy it. That's the law of demand. I can understand why you put law of supply. We're trying to figure out if they're talking about the sandwich shop selling things, you might think that. So that makes sense to me. All right? But we're talking about the number of buyers. There are more buyers there trying to buy that, and that's what we went over yesterday. We started with a curve like this. This is where we started yesterday. We drew a curve like this, and we gave you the definition for demand. You copy that down. Your vocab's over there. Definition for demand is all of the quantities that people buy at all of the prices. We double underline the words all because it's every single price. 0, 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 25. All of the prices and all of the quantities. And the only way you can ever show demand is by drawing a curve. So if I ever ask you this question, if I say, what is her demand for bagels? You can't answer that with a number. You can't give me a specific number. You have to draw the curve. We said that this curve, this demand curve, is a picture of Beth's demand for bagels. It's a graphic representation of her entire demand. Demand is never a specific number. It's all of that information. All right? So that's where we left off when we did. We also said this. We said something that everybody knows, when the price of something goes up, what happens? People buy less. If the price rises, what effect does it have on the quantity demanded? Fewer goods are bought. So you put letter B. Okay? That is what? What did we call that yesterday? Very good. Law of demand. All right? Law of demand says that. And that is the reason that this curve goes this direction. Because this shows you when the price goes from 0 or from 25 cents to $1.50, it was at 50 items that were demanded up to or down to 0. Price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. All right? We said that if you ever see your curve, if your demand curve goes that way, all right, you are very, very wrong. Demand curves never go this direction. Why? Yeah.
Because people don't, like, if the price is higher, more people won't buy it.
Exactly. What you're telling me, if you draw a demand curve like this, you're telling me at $1, 20 people will buy it. Raise the price to $10, and 50 people will buy it. Well, that's crazy. Nobody will do that. Except maybe DJ. But I mean, nobody else would do that, right? Nobody's going to do that. That violates the law of demand. Nobody's going to do that. What happens if you break the law of demand? Go to economics prison, right? Don't want to go there. Hardcore thugs, you don't want to be dealing with those kind of people. So stab you with their pocket protector pens. Okay, so we don't want to do that. All right. So we said this. We said that anytime you now here's the other thing. This demand curve is a picture of Beth's demand for bagels. Since it's a picture of it, we can use the terms demand and curve pretty interchangeably. If I say, what is the demand? I'm saying, what's the curve? So when I ever say, if we go from 25 cents to $1.50, we're going to go from 50 items that she wants to buy to 0. If I ask you this question, does her demand change when we go from a quarter to $1.50? You're going to answer what? No, it doesn't. Because you can use the words demand and curve interchangeably. Yes, the number of items change. She went from buying 50 to buying 0. But that doesn't change the demand. When I say does change in demand, I can also say change in what? What? Change in demand is the same thing as a change in the curve. Does the curve move? No. It's just moving on the curve. Anytime you move on the curve, it's not changing the curve. It's not changing the demand. All right? It's changing the number of items that you purchase. All right? That's the price effect. How does a change in price affect the quantity being demanded? Okay, so it changes the number of items. In a nutshell, and this, if there's ever an economist in here, I wouldn't say this because they'd be mad because it's technically not right, but for you to understand it, it helps this way. Think of demand as want. When you raise the price from $1.25 to $1.50, do you want the bagel less? Do you like the taste of the bagel less? No, all right? You just don't want to buy it at that price, all right? So you can think of it in terms of that, all right? So wanting it more, okay, means changing the demand. Changing the demand means changing the curve. In this situation, the curve doesn't change. All right. So we answered 1 and 2. Clearly, this one here, what is the line that slopes down and to the right represents, we put B, demand for that one. Another way to remember that is down for demand. Okay? Down for demand. And if your curve ever goes this way, get off your paper before the economics police show up. Okay? Demand curves don't go up. All right? And then this one, the bottom one. This one's a little bit of the toughest one. Put that on the whiteboard and let me see what you got for that. Check your answers on there. A, B, C, or D. Which series of numbers from the demand curve above should be entered in the second column of the demand schedule above from top to bottom? Good. B's and C's. So I'm happy about one thing. We didn't put A or D. Can someone tell me why we do not put A or D? Why is A and D not correct? Yeah, exactly. They're asking you the second column, which says quantity demanded, and it's not going to be price. Price goes in the first column. So 25, 50, 75, $1. Okay. Now we were kind of split on whether it's B or C. So let's take a look. Is it 0 to 50 or 50 to 0? Well, it goes at 25 cents. What number would we put in here? At 25 cents, what number would go in there? 50. At 50 cents, what number would go in? 40. So it goes 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So it's going to go 50 to 0. Correct answer would be C. All right. So as the price goes up, the quantity demanded is going down. Another way to show you that. All right. Okay. Today we're going to get a little practice drawing more demand curves and kind of discussing what causes the law of demand, the factors that influence that. All right. So go ahead and take a look in your textbooks.